The Chief Executive will deliver an opening remark, and then we will take questions. Please ask no more than 2 questions. Chief Executive, please. Good morning. There are a few things I would like to report to you today. First, last Wednesday, I delivered the second policy address in my office. In formulating the policy address, I have canvassed views from stakeholders in society, LegCo members, political parties, and various industry stakeholders. I thank everyone for their invaluable views during the consultation period. I'm grateful for your interest in the policy address, and I thank the media for your detailed analysis and reports so that the public understand the policy address more. The policy address represents the HKSAR strategy to revamp and boost our economy after the pandemic. There are short, medium, and long-term measures for that purpose. The measures in the policy address covered a wide range of matters, internally and externally, from micro to macro perspective. There are instantaneous quick win measures as well as long-term measures. On a policy level, we are linking Hong Kong's developments with the country and the world. I want to be both on the offensive and both on the offense and defense. I want to create a vibrant economy for a caring community. I've heard your views on the policy address. I'm pleased that most of you agreed with the policy directions put forward. For example, some members of the public who have been on the waiting list for a PRH unit told me that they are pleased to learn that the government has identified land for the provision of some 410,000 public housing units in the next 10 years. They are pleased. And some of them said that this year's policy address provide more in-depth measures compared with last year. For example, the establishment of the task force on tackling the issue of subdivided units. They are seeing light in the end of the tunnel. We will continue to explain the contents of the policy address. Starting this week, bureaus and departments will brief LegCo panels on various measures of the policy address and listen to members' views. Now, I would like to talk about the ordinary election for the 7th District Council. The nomination period ended yesterday. The REO has received applications from 399 candidates, with 171 participating in the geographical constituency, 228 in the district committee's constituency. Now, judging by the number, direct elections and indirect elections will be fierce, especially in the directly elected seats. Before the candidates' eligibility review committee has yet to come to a decision, 171 prospective candidates will fight for 88 seats. On average, in every constituency, 4 candidates fighting for 2 seats. The competition will be intense. In terms of the district committee seats, in the 18 districts, there are 176 seats to be competed by 228 candidates. Under the nomination system, candidates from various backgrounds have to get nominations to enter the race. The 3 committees have the responsibility as nominator to judge whether the candidates are capable people who have an affection for Hong Kong and love the country, and that they are indeed sincere and capable in serving the community and the people. Concerning the background of the candidates, they come from a wide background. There are those who have been nurturing the ties and serving the community for a long time. There are also young people who have passion. There are professionals including doctors, lawyers, surveyors, engineers, teachers, and registered social workers. It shows that after the enhanced electoral system, district council members will be formed by a diversified talent group so that they can consider the views of various stakeholders in the community to serve the people better. The nomination period has closed. The government and the REO will be burdened with a lot of work. These include the confirmation of candidates' eligibility by the CERC within 14 days. On the 8th of November, we will draw lots on the order of candidates. And after the confirmed candidates are gazetted on the 13th of November, we will conduct a briefing, and then there will be electioneering work by the candidates, and then by the end of November, we will conduct an election forum for the candidates. Now we will make sure that the candidates understand the functions of the new and enhanced district councils, and then we will conduct the vote on the 10th of December. At 3 p.m. today, we will conduct a seminar on enhancing district governance and create a better community. People from all walks of life, and also representatives from patriotic groups and think tanks were invited to this seminar. This seminar will be broadcast online so that everyone in Hong Kong can understand the new electoral system better. Now we have returned the district council's positioning to the original intent specified in the basic law, that is, to advise the government on local affairs. And we have fully implemented the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong. This is the last mile of our efforts. The new district councils will be more diversified with better professionality and comprise with more experts. The quality will be higher than before. I urge everyone to come out to vote on the 10th of December to build a better community. Now on the Asia Para Games. Now the fourth Asia Para Games in Hangzhou was closed on Thursday. It was a huge success. After the Hangzhou Asian Games, our athletes have performed extraordinarily in the Asian Para Games. They have won 8 golds, 15 silvers, and 24 bronze, altogether 47 medals. And our athletes have broken records in swimming events. They achieved a treble in one single event. We have welcomed our athletes back yesterday and congratulated them on their stellar performance. We will continue to dedicate resources to support their developments. Thank you.
The floor is now open. If you want to ask questions, please first raise your hand. When you're called, please limit yourselves to just 2 questions, and please introduce the media outlets you represent first. To start with, this lady at the back on the right-hand side. Good morning, Chief Executive. I'm from TVB. The policy address has put forward the development of Northern Metropolis, covering Yuen Long, Tin Shui Wai, and the North District. 500,000 housing units will be produced. Is there any idea on where they are? Because as we understand, some 200,000 units will be developed in the new town in North New Territories. Will there be space to accommodate these housing units? As for the I&T development, will we be able to accommodate the population? 60 hectares of land will be developed for the purpose of post-secondary education institutions. Has the government received any indication of interest from the self-financing institutions? Because at the moment, some self-financing institutions only enrolled 100 students. It's far from satisfactory. Has the government considered the long-term development of these institutions for Yuen Long, Tin Shui Wai, and other areas, as set out in the Northern Metropolis Action Agenda? They come under a holistic plan. Now, at different stages, the Development Bureau will brief the public on details of this plan. As for residential housing, they will be distributed in different locations within the development plan. The Northern Metropolis is a plan based on the development needs in terms of the overall layout and supporting facilities. We will make sure that people's livelihood will be improved. We welcome views, and we will seriously consider them so as to improve housing and the overall environment. But let me stress that for the Northern Metropolis, our goal is to make it livable, as well as a place to support industry developments. This is a comprehensive plan. For residents in Northern Metropolis, they should be able to take up employment within the same area. So we'll take an industry-oriented approach so that the commuting time may be shortened for work, for other activities. We will make the whole place more convenient for the residents living there. As for new jobs, our goal is to provide high value-adding jobs so that people can see a rise in their income because of the high value-added industries. Land is reserved in the Northern Metropolis for the development of universities or post-secondary institutions. We've made it clear that this is our way forward. In fact, our proposal is welcomed by the education sector. We have been in discussion with certain parties. Once the details are ready, they will be announced. So overall, we have received a positive response. Our goal is to develop Hong Kong into an international hub for post-secondary education. We envisage an increase in the admission of students. This will help improve the quality of education. With more resources available, improvements will be made. Meanwhile, with international students around, local students will also be able to broaden their horizons as they learn more about the diverse cultural backgrounds of international students. And this way, local students will also have a global perspective with good networking. As for education sector, we're going to devote more resources to improve, teacher quality and other areas. Next question. This one on the right-hand side.
Chief Executive, no opposition groups back nominations for the district council election, while some small parties led by pro-establishment figures like Michael Tin could not file candidates to the election as well. So do you think the revamped system also prevent patriots out of the system? And can the district councils be diversified, as you said, in terms of political spectrum? The second question is, a Chinese university scholar whose academic work include a June 4th movement has been denied visa and got fired. What do you think could be the possible reasons, and does that counter Hong Kong's plan to snatch global talents? Thank you.
First of all, the improved district council election system, we have to ensure, first of all, this system, all the procedures and the rules governing the election apply equally to everybody. So all these rules and principles and procedures are made very open, fair, and we explained all these matters every now and then clearly. And if anybody wants to take part in the election, then of course he has to satisfy a few requirements as laid down in this improved election system. And they include, first of all, he must be a patriot, he must support the basic law and bear allegiance to the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. And he has also to obtain sufficient nomination votes. And those who are given this right to give the nomination, they have also to ensure that those who has been seeking their nomination will satisfy the conditions I have just mentioned, and also in exercising this duty, the person, in consideration whether to give the nomination, has also to convince himself that the person who is seeking his nomination is a competent person and also will be able to discharge his duty as a district councillor effectively and faithfully, and satisfies his basic expectation. So that applies to anybody, whatever backgrounds, whether he belongs to any political party or not. I think that is most important, because the system has to be fair and applies to everybody in the same way. I think that is the most important principle for all election to be considered, because fair and equal application are most important. A candidate will have to respect the decisions of the person who he seeks the nomination from. And then that is the basic attitude. Whenever we want to convince other people that we are a right person to discharge this public duty, then it is up to him to convince people. And it is also the right attitude to recognize that in order to convince the other person, then you have to respect his decision as well. And it is up to you to ensure that you can convince the person you want to convince. I think that is the very basic concept and principle and attitude of any person who wants to seek people's nomination or even eventually their votes. And in regard to the government's decision to grant visa application or not, I think the Immigration Department will always act in accordance with prevailing policy and the principles, which include whether the person holds a valid travel document, whether he is going to be a burden to Hong Kong, or whether there is any risk regarding security and crime. And all these cases are handled as usual in accordance with all these principles. And I think all these principles are actually on the website of immigration departments. So immigration department will deal with each and every case accordingly.
時間關係咧，我哋解答。
For the interest of time, this is the last question we will take. The lady in the front. Good morning, Chief Executive, Now TV. A lot of members from political parties which are not the pro-establishment camp did not get a nomination. Even Ronnie Tong said that the bar is too high. So do you think we have to change the system? And also the black code will be cancelled tomorrow. So do we need to extend the operating hours of our BCP to 24 hours or add more BCPs? By improving the electoral system and improving the governance of district council, we adopt a meritocracy concept. We want to select the most capable persons to fill the seats of district councils. That's why we have set the bar so high. Every mechanism comes with its own standards. Candidates have to convince the nominators that they are up to the job, that they can serve the community according to a certain standards. So this is a mechanism to enable that to happen. We want to select the best people. Now, if a candidate fails to get a nomination, what they should do is to continuously improve themselves. So in the next election, they can convince the voters and the nominators that they can do an exemplary job to serve the community. That's how we can enhance the overall standard of district councillors. Now, on the health declaration requirements imposed by the mainland authority, we have been canvassing views on how we run our border control points. Any measures which can facilitate travelers control and facilitate the arrangements at BCPs will be welcomed. Announcements will be made in due course concerning that. On streamlining the procedures at the BCPs, we continuously listen to views. When we have come up with any enhancement measures, there will be announcements in due course. Thank you. That's the end of the press conference.